Hey YouTube, Fired Up Prepper here, and this video ain't going to be as pretty as the one that I had done for you. I believe it was Sunday night. Had a nice video that I did outdoors, the blue sky behind me with clouds up there and trees, and it was awesome. And I got home, and the video was all cattywampus. It was like there was no way you could hold it to get it to look like a regular video. I don't know how it happened. I must have had the camera, not the camera, but I use my iPhone for my videos, and I must have had it turned up the wrong way or something. So anyway, live and learn. That video was one of the videos that I had talked to you about on my list, of the videos that I'm going to do. And it's a video that came to me a while back. It's called, have you ever experienced prepper burnout, basically? What is prepper burnout? All of us started prepping for different reasons. Mine was a real bad run of tornadoes in Oklahoma, and then and seeing these things happen live on TV while they were happening, and happening in a place where they've had like severe tornadoes 2 or 3 times in the exact same almost path. So, it makes you wonder, oh, we love Oklahoma, or, more Oklahoma, basically, just below Oklahoma City. And, people just rebuild, and then they get, it's crazy. But anyway, so I digress. So that was one of the reasons. I think that year there was also a video, tornado down south, and I happened to be in Nebraska at the time at my brother's house, and we watched it live on TV. It was at a distribution center, where all this 18-wheelers go, and, where they have just hundreds of trailers out front, and it was picking trailers up. There was just trailers flying through the air. Well, then we ended up, I think this is before or after, we were in Florida for a couple years, and I'm sure I mentioned this in other videos before, but we were in Florida for 2 years. My wife had an opportunity with the company that she was working for to go down there. So we moved down there, and we lived in Broward County. We lived on the second largest residential lake in Broward County. Both of us worked down south. My wife actually worked in Dadeland, which was, I think, right there around Miami, and I was working doing electrical construction on the international, it's called International Coastal Waterway or whatever, a home that was being built down there, like just incredible. So I would drive down A1A every single day from where we were. I could see the coast and everything. Anyway, we went through 8 hurricanes in 2 years. It was the most unprecedented weather time in that area. And back then, they said that was going to be the normal weather pattern for then on, that it was going to be like that for forever. Well, we ended up leaving. We stayed our minimum 2 years, and basically I had said, look, we're going back to Texas. I am not going to put up with this. 3 weeks after we moved there, I was putting up hurricane shutters for the first time, and I did it 7 more times after that in the next 2 years. I said, nah, let's go back to Texas. So it worked out. We were able to come back, and guess what happens? 10 years, they didn't have anything. They had maybe like one slight tropical storm go through, and then last year, of course, they had a little bit worse hurricanes go through, 1 or 2 or something like that. So 10 years they went. We were there 2 years, had 8 hurricanes. We leave, 10 years, no hurricanes. So I guess it was just meant for us to come back here. But anyway, I digress. We all get started for whatever reasons. While we were in Florida is when the show Doomsday Preppers came out. I had never thought about it before. As far as I know, I'd never had a thought. I probably did have a thought like the first or second hurricane when we went to the store and the shelves were bare. Like a package of muffins left on the shelf. I'd never seen anything like that before. So I had never thought about prepping, and putting food back, putting water back, putting supplies back, putting medical things. I had never thought about that, but this opened my eyes because we had, every time it happened, you know, now we only lost power a couple times, and the longest time that we lost power for, I think, was Hurricane Wilma. And I don't know if that's the one that went across and then came back and went across again, but we lost power for like 2 or 3 days that time. So we had to cook everything in our refrigerator, everything in our freezer, on a grill, propane grill, charcoal grill, and you know, we did fine. 2 or 3 days wasn't the end of the world. Why? There was people that were out without power 30, 60, 90 days probably. I mean, tons and tons. It was just devastating. But I went around our neighborhood with literally I got hand tree saws, and they cut through wood like crazy, and just helping people clear out their sidewalks, their driveways, the road, you know, getting down limbs that might have been dangerous if they ended up breaking the rest of the way off. So I spent a couple days doing that, helping people out. But, you know, we all get involved for different reasons, and those were my reasons. And a lot of those guys on that show were, you know, kind of crazy, right? I mean, they were extreme. They were eccentric people with more money than they knew what to do with. A lot of the money that they put into certain things could have been put in better areas to better prepare themselves. But, you know, it was all for the show, right? Most likely. Southern Prepper 1, by the way, if you're not, he's one of the first people that I found on YouTube. He was actually a judge, because they would judge the people's preps at the end, and that's how he kind of built his fame and, you know, had the huge rise in his YouTube channel. Not that he doesn't make good YouTube videos, he does. I love watching Southern Prepper 1. Very knowledgeable. Guy's been prepping for 30 plus years, you know. So anyway, that's where I found Southern Prepper 1, and I started watching his stuff, and I started getting busy. I started prepping. I don't believe I started prepping in Florida. I may have just started, but not like I did once we came to Texas and bought our new home. I got 3 places in my home where I store preps, different kinds of preps: food, you know, ammo, paper goods, medical supplies, things like that. And, you know, so we've been doing it. That was 2004, 2006. We lived in Florida. We came back in 2006. 2007, we bought our home. And, you know, so this is 2018. So 10, 11 years. And, you know, one of the things that I really believe in is the economic collapse, that could really, really happen, that the dollar could just get wiped out. All of a sudden, everybody's money, everybody's whatever is worth nothing. And that would be one of the worst things. Then I also believe in natural disasters. And I also believe that there could be nuclear strikes from, you know, certain countries. And certain countries could gang up on us. I've seen prophecy from people before where one hit us from one coast and one hit us from another coast, you know. 2 different countries, like going, we get them here, we get them there. So, you know, and we have that constant threat out there by Kim Jong-un, or whatever his name is, North Korea, and their talks about peace and talks, and they're going to get together with him. He ain't never going to stop. His dad and him spent years and, you know, however much money building what they've got. They're not going to put down their nuclear. So, anyway, I digress again. So prepper burnout. You know, you're preparing, you're getting ready, and I do rotate certain portions of my food stock, my food preps, and you know, replace them as we go. Probably one of the most is my canned chicken, because I use that in my pasta salad that I make on a weekly basis. And because that's what I use to take my apple cider vinegar. I mix it with when I'm making it, I put like a half a cup of apple cider vinegar. But then when I eat each bowl, I also put like anywhere from a couple tablespoons to a quarter cup of apple cider vinegar on that. So So I do rotate the food, and so you're in the process. You're doing all the things, and you're getting ready, and you have your reasons why you got started, and then there's nothing. Now look, we really don't want bad things to happen, right? But then you just kind of get out of it. And the best thing I can tell you is, because I'm back in now, right? I'm every single day I'm doing certain things. I'm not spending a lot of time. There's only so much time in a day, and you don't want prepping to just consume your life. But if you can do one little thing or take care of, something every day, every week, if you every time you or your wife goes to the store. I watched some excellent videos, and I thought about doing those particular videos by Prepper Nurse 1 the other day, showing non-food item preps, which is so important. All your hygiene, all your paper products, all those types of things are very important. Medical. I've taken 2 of the plastic ammo cans from like Cabela's and made emergency first aid kits out of them. And I think probably 70 or 80% of what's in those actually came from dollar store. You can take $20 to $30, $40 at the dollar store, and you can put an awesome kit together. So, and I'm not saying you can cure the world or, have a major triage thing, but you can have enough on hand to help some people. So I have 2 of those, keep them in 2 different places in the home. But, so you get the prepper burnout and you're like, God, nothing's happening. It's not exciting. And you stay motivated by doing. Once you get out of, buying some preps and making things and doing this and all that, then that's when the prepper burnout comes. You can't believe that nothing's ever going to happen, because something is going to happen. Be it natural disasters, be it economic collapse, be it just someone loses their job and y'all are tight on money. Now you need to start using some of your food preps and some of the other things. I mean, whatever it is, it's just a good idea. I mean, our family members, ancestors forever, in the old days, they used to have the big pantries with all the canned goods, and they used to have the root cellars down in there where they keep all their fruit and vegetables and their water, milk, stuff like that. It was at a certain temperature. It kept everything real good. So they were always into it. They always stored up the good times for the bad times. And so, prepper burnout, is it real? Yeah, it's very real, because I had it for a good while, and I'm like, geez, and then I got to looking at my stuff, and I'm like, man, I'm nowhere near where I need to be for a long-term event. So, realize if you have it that you need to get busy, that you need to start taking some steps and get back into it. Because look, you made a good decision, and you made a logical decision when you first started. So keep going, get going. Just keep prepping. Stay fired up and keep prepping. Stay focused, keep prepping, and stay alive. Stay free. You want to take care of your family. That's what this whole thing is about. You want to live, and you want to take care of your family and others. But prepper burnout is real, and remember why you started. That's your why. That's why you're doing it. And just keep going. And take a look at what you got. Take a look at what you've done so far and say, okay, I'm here. I need to be here. And then in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, I want to be here. This year, I will commit to buying land somewhere. Now, here's the deal. I'm not wanting to buy land to move and create a homestead. I want a place to go, kind of like a bug out location, so I don't have to worry about moving in with someone else. That I can go to. I can use it for camping. I can take my grandkids camping. I can go and prepare it, a couple times a month, getting it ready, maybe put cash stores out there and, whatever, in case we need to go. And my only problem is, in Texas, there's no decent land for a decent price. So I'm looking at the places that I'm looking is Missouri and Arkansas, and there's a certain area that I want to be. it's available and it's easy to get. There's owner financing. There's no money down. There's make the first payment and then just keep making the payments type things. I mean, you might pay a little bit more per acre, but look, it's very, very doable, and you can pay it off early. There's no early fees or whatever. So that's what I'm looking at, but I will have land this year that I will start preparing and getting ready in case we need to make a run and get the heck out of Dodge. I just have look, I've got 5 grandchildren within a half hour of me. 3 on my daughter and 2 on my son. I can't, at 55 years old, I can't see myself with that type of family commitment, that type of family situation, taking up and leaving and going building a homestead. I'm overweight a little bit. I ain't like obese or whatever. I can still work like crazy. My job that I do is very physical that I do. I get out in the yard. I walk every day when I'm walking the dogs, and I'm talking, it ends up every day by my Fitbit being a couple miles. I've got a new LA Fitness membership where I'm going to be working out, and I'm working on losing the weight and eating better and doing things. So, but with that said, could I still even and I look at 55, okay, well, how many years am I going to have? 5, 10, 1, am I going to die tomorrow? 20 years, 25 years? So anyway, to me right now, it doesn't make sense to sell everything, take off, and move. And move away from my family that I love dearly. And the reason why is, let me give you just a real quick background. I'm going to end this video. It's gone very long. But hopefully you stuck around. Is that I grew up in a one-parent household with my mother. My parents divorced when I was 5 years old. My dad never paid an ounce of child support at all to my mother. My mom worked 3 or 4 jobs at a time, making things work. As soon as I could push a lawnmower and scoop snow, I did that for money for all my grandmother's friends and other people that I found. I helped people move. I was always working and earning money to get the things that I wanted to get as a young kid. I mean, so that's why I don't want to move away from my family, because when I was in my teens, I had a conversation with my dad on the phone that didn't go very well. And that was kind of like the first time I probably had ever talked to God and told God, look, if this happens, I'll do this. And I said, look, in life, all I want to have is a successful family. And I've got that. I love my grandchildren, my children, my grandchildren. So it's been a real good situation, a lot better than what I grew up in. I mean, my home that I have today, my home that I grew up in could fit in the front two rooms here. I mean, so a lot of us I know we're in that situation. We've done better and we've progressed further than what we grew up in. So that's the reason for that. That's why I wouldn't want to go miss the ball games and all the events. And when they have great report cards, my wife and I take them out to eat and to movies and to the Toys R Us. Well, Toys R Us ain't gonna be around much longer, but so we do that. We just did that in the last couple weeks. Took them out at different times. So that's why what I'm looking for is just really a bug out location, someplace I can take the grandkids, go camping for a weekend if I want. Just keep going out there and preparing and getting it ready in case we do need to come out, and just have that plan to where we can put it all on the trailer and get gone and get there and get out of the city if it comes down to that. So anyway, long video, but hopefully worth it. Hopefully you stuck around. I appreciate you. And look, when I put something out there about my business and what I do, don't take it the wrong way. I'm not trying to make this that type of channel, but if preppers need to earn money, they need to buy things too, then there's certain things you can do. I mean, you can buy and sell things. You can grow fruit and vegetables and sell them, or you can go to garage sales and buy stuff and put it on eBay, and on Craigslist they have a deal that's called free, come and get it basically, and you can go pick that stuff up and list it on eBay, whatever. There's a lot of things you can do. I happen to do a couple of those things, but I also do network marketing. So if I say something about that, don't take it wrong. Don't take it long. Oh, he's just coming after it. That's not it. That's not it at all. Okay, I'm here for the same reason that I started this channel, was to help people get started, help people figure out what they need to do, help them be better preppers. Believe me, I'm not the greatest by any imagination. I know enough to be dangerous, and I just want to help people. I want people to see the light and say, man, that's a good idea. We need to start putting some stuff back. We need to be ready. Be an asset, not a liability when the balloon goes up. So anyway, Fired Up Prepper here. Thanks for watching. Get down below. Give me your comments. Any ideas that you have on prepper burnout. Subscribe. Hit the bell button to get the updates. And see you on the next video. Fired up. Stay fired up. Stay focused. Stay free.